Okay, we're going to do a repair here on a defect in a panel, and we're going to have two fill sticks, both of them the wrong color. One way too dark. I'm going to rub it back and forth across the defect until it's filled. And one that is obviously too light, and we're going to fill this defect. I'll take my plastic scraper blade, clean off the excess material, clean the surrounding area with a rag, being careful not to hollow out that repair. I want it to remain perfectly level. So now we have two fills, one obviously too light, one obviously too dark. It's always easier to go from light to dark in a repair, but we can also color this one in. One of the things that you can also use is a piece of clear acetate to mix the color right here on the surface, and you can actually see right away how that color is going to look compared to the surrounding area. I'm going to go over here to my primary colors, pick up a little bit of yellow, a very small amount of red, just a touch of blue, a little more fluid there, and we can put that right on the surface there and see that we're getting pretty close on color. So now I can go right up here to the repair and start to color that in. I don't like to put so much material on there that it's wet. I like kind of a dry brush stroke. That way the material doesn't float and puddle and run together, so that you just kind of get a one solid color. I like to see several different colors there, just like that surrounding background that you see. Just put in a couple of brush strokes there. We'll see how that looks. Okay, so now we have the lighter color pretty well taken care of. We need to go to the darker color. Now with this one, where this one had a little bit of a translucent look to it, where we could actually see through some of the color and use that lighter fill to kind of help us, on this one we're going to need to make sure that our color is very intense so that we hide that dark completely. So I'm going to go back over to my primary colors here, and I'm going to make a little thicker consistency of material. We're going to go with that yellow. I'm going to use quite a bit of powder to get the hiding that I need. I'm going to need to add just a little bit of red to that, because obviously it looks a little green. Now we're a little bit red, so I'm going to add a little bit of the blue to it to kind of help tone that down. A little more of the lacquer there for the vehicle. We'll go back, pick up a little more yellow. I like to use the surrounding area too, if there's any way that I can kind of draw some of that in to help the hiding. Now occasionally we'll need to use white or black powder to help with the more pastel colors. We want to be very careful. White, again, is a shading or a toning color, You have to be real careful with the white because it will make a very pastel color, so we don't want to take very much of it. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of the white. And that's going to give us the lightness or the pastel that we need to help hide this. One or two brush strokes oftentimes is all you need to complete the repair. Another critical issue when you're dealing with a small area, keep the area small. Try to work within the repair and just blend it to the surrounding edges. We start out with a small spot here. We don't want to end up with a quarter size place. So let's work within the repair. We'll tie it into the surrounding area. Again, I like to use a very small art brush that I can roll around and get to a very fine point and allow me to put down a very fine line. I'm going to pick up one of our Lunetta cards here and show you kind of an example of what I'm talking about. If I take this material and make a very fine line with it, I can lay down lots of fine lines next to each other, alternating the color, and that will give me the depth of field that I'm looking for, pulling off the illusion of that it is actually wood under that substrate there. An example of color intensity, if I go across both panels here, you can see I don't get a lot of hiding there. This is a more translucent color. Or if I take and mix a very intense color, I can get quite a bit of hiding with it. Not a lot of translucent effect.